Behind me is a vehicle that sparked one of the greatest rivalries of our generation, and very few of us have even looked at it. This is the Ford Bronco. Okay, before we go too much further, let's talk about what the Ford Bronco is as a vehicle. Now, this is a full-size, body-on-frame, off-road SUV, and it challenges the likes of the Jeep Wrangler, mainly due to the removable doors and removable roof. But on top of that, it also competes with vehicles like the Toyota 4Runner, the new Toyota Land Cruiser, as well as the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and some of the other off-road offerings out there, like the new Ineos Grenadier and Land Rover Defender, which are all formidable competition. However, only one of them has removable doors and roofs, and that is the Jeep Wrangler. So now that we know exactly what the Ford Bronco is, let's talk about the front-end styling on this one. You can see that they've brought that heritage inspiration from the old Broncos of the 1980s and earlier into this model. You don't see a lot of modern vehicles that look like this, and that is intentional. When we look at the front of this, you can see we've got halo LED daytime running lights as well as full LED reflector headlights. We've also got side markers on this one, and if you get the Bronco, or the Raptor Bronco, you'll actually get 3 indicators along the grille because it's a wider track width vehicle. Now this one we have here is equipped with the steel bumper and the bull bar, and you can clearly see those, that they change the whole dynamic of the vehicle. Now this one is also equipped with the Sasquatch package, which gives us 35-inch tires, which we'll go around to next and check out those wheels and tires. Now, talking about the wheels and tires on the Ford Bronco, especially in the Sasquatch package, is a funny conversation because these are actually Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. However, on the Bronco, Goodyear has specifically made a tire that doesn't say Wrangler on the side. However, the tread is the exact same as what you get on a Goodyear Wrangler. And it's actually a really nice tire. It gives you a ton of traction, and it doesn't have too much highway noise. This is a perfect tire for a mixed driver who's going to be off-road about 50% and on-road about 50%. If you're going to be somebody who's going to be majority on-road, I might look at going without the Sasquatch package and getting some street tires just for the added efficiency and noise. Now, when we talk about the size of these are going to be a, let me find the code here for you guys. These are going to be a 315/70 R17, and this is the beadlock style rim. They also have a full beadlock available. So going over the value proposition and price and equipment on this exact Bronco, I have the handy dandy window sticker. Now this is a 2023 two-door, four-wheel drive Badlands, and when you get the two-door, it is a 4-passenger. Keep that in mind if you're paying attention to the seats. You may want to go with the 5-passenger 4-door that is available. Now, when you're looking at this two-door, this one's equipped with the 2.7-liter V6 motor out of the F-150, but you can get the basic 2.3-liter 4-cylinder turbo that comes standard. Now, this motor is actually an option, and it does cost you $1,895. However, I think the added power benefit is definitely worth it. Now, if you're somebody who's going to get the 4-cylinder, you're probably looking at the fuel economy. However, you definitely don't lack power in the 4-cylinder. There are definitely less powerful motor options in the competition. So either way you go, it's not really a lose. Talking about the transmission, however, is going to be a 10-speed either engine you get. Going over the rest of this window sticker, this is the Badlands trim level, and this is the Velocity Blue metallic paint. It does have vinyl black seats on the inside. This is a 333A package that gives us Badlands series, mid package, dual zone climate, front heated seats, power outlets, Sync 4, co-pilot, and also the 12-inch display and the 360 cam. It totals $2,790. And then the Sasquatch package on this is $5,240. Reminder, that is the wheels, the tires, the lockers, the different axles, and the rock sliders on the side of the vehicle. So it's definitely a lot for your money. If you were to try and re-gear this, put your own rock sliders and your own wheels and tires, you'd be way over that $5,200 mark. So I definitely think there's a ton of value because on top of that, you still have the factory warranty with all of these components. So we have total options on this one of $11,425 and a destination charge of $1,895 for a grand total MSRP of $61,465. This vehicle was assembled in Michigan, and it has a highway fuel economy rating of 17 miles per gallon and a city fuel economy rating of 17 miles per gallon, and it is not rated for safety yet. So that is all the information on this Ford Bronco. What do you guys think? Is it worth $61,465? Put it down in the comments and let us know. So now we find ourselves in the cargo area of the Ford Bronco, and you'll see back here I actually have a big panel in the way because there's some things on this vehicle that I would like to point out in particular. See, when Ford developed this vehicle, they knew that their prime candidate for targeting a competition was going to be the Jeep Wrangler. When they went after the Jeep Wrangler, they designed specific things to beat it out. Certain things that Jeep customers had particularly complained about in their vehicles that Ford said, we're going to make sure that those don't exist in ours. And one of those things is the roof. See, this is a full modular hard roof, which means all the panels come apart in a particular way. That means you can store them a lot easier. It's not one big fiberglass panel. See, with a Jeep, when you have that big fiberglass panel, you either need multiple people to move it, or you need this weird kind of sling hung up in your garage, which is kind of a little clunky and in the way. So Ford has done the modular roof, and this is just one of the panels. This was over the driver's seat, and you can see it stores in the back. There's actually a bag behind that panel. But while we're also back here, I wanted to point out that this is the two-door, and you still have an absolute ton of space. There's actually about 18 inches from the middle of the glass to the back of the seat when the seat is up, and 24 from the bottom of the seat to the back tailgate here. Now, one of the advantages of this tailgate is that it's already accessory ready and prepped. Some of the problems with that Jeep had was actually with this hinge. You had to reinforce the hinge to put, for example, bigger tires on or to be able to mount any accessories. And this one completely defeats that, which is great. So yes, the tailgate is reinforced. That way you can mount whatever accessories you need. There is a table that flips down. You can even do a kitchen accessory that mounts right to the back of this tailgate. And while we're back here, I did just want to take a quick minute to thank the people who gave us this vehicle to film today. We're at Terrebonne Ford, which is where I am actually employed. When you're looking for your next vehicle, make sure that you give me a call. We are doing an order special where if you order your vehicle before March 15th, you're actually going to get $500 off, and that's a special that you can go through me. So go down to the description, call my number, or give me a text. It's my cell. So I will answer, let you guys know exactly what I can get for you, what I can't get for you. I can even do dealer trades if you're in need immediately of a vehicle. So make sure that you give me a call before you get your next vehicle. One of the other things that I wanted to show off to you guys that the Ford engineers specifically designed into this Bronco to make it more competitive than the Jeep Wrangler is actually these doors. You see, I left all the windows down to kind of point out that these are half doors. They don't have a full frame going over the top. See, in a Jeep Wrangler, the door is actually a lot thinner than this one, making it harder to get into, and that's for the vertical stability of the door because it's a very thin rail to make it more easy to take off. However, what Ford has done is exactly what they did on the Mustang, and they packed everything into one door and made a way better looking vehicle. And it's way easier to use because you can actually store these doors in that cargo area. All right, so here I am in the back seat of the two-door Bronco, and my apologies for the light. We've had to film inside for this episode because it's been raining and cold outside, so we can't do it. And huge thanks to the shop here at Terrebonne Ford for allowing us to use it after hours so that we could actually get you guys some content. So here we are in the back seats. I've got really decent foot room, really decent knee room. Now, it's actually a benefit that there's two seats back here because if you tried to fit three, it would be extraordinarily uncomfortable. But with two, it's just about the right amount of room that you expect from this type of SUV. We do actually have some amenities, surprisingly. We've got two USB-C ports back here. We've also got a 400-watt house outlet back here, as well as a cup holder on each side. Now, there is no flip-down armrest or anything fancy like that, but we actually do have latch points for car seats if you needed to put some car seats back here, which is extremely helpful. And I'll actually say this big glass window on this side makes it feel a lot bigger in here than it actually is. So here we are in the front seat of the Ford Bronco Badlands, and you can see we've got a digital gauge cluster over here with a physical tachometer, which I like the mixture of digital and physical gauges. It just makes it a lot nicer. Looking over to the left here, we do have our exterior lights and our interior lights controls along with a electronic parking brake. We've also got our power locks on the door itself. We do have dual zone climate as well as heated seats in here. And this is our large Sync 4 12-inch display. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And on this one, we do have the lane keep assist, but no adaptive cruise control. Underneath our screen and HVAC controls, we have a little area here which can be optioned as a wireless charger. However, it's not in this one. We also have a USB-C and a USB-A. This cool little Ford Bronco plaque here, as well as our shifter for our 10-speed. It does have a really cool little Bronco logo right on it. And then we have our GOAT mode / 4-wheel drive selector right here. And in the middle is a button for our trail control, which works like our off-road cruise control. Behind that, we have our adjustment for our 2 power windows. If you get the 4-door, it'll be 4, and our power mirror controls. And quick note, the reason we have a power mirror control here and not on the door is because Ford has mounted them to the A-pillar in front of the windshield so that when the doors come off, you still have the mirrors. And of course, since they're there, you need to be able to adjust them. So just one of the other things that Ford has engineered into this to make it slightly more competitive than the Jeep Wrangler. So I keep talking about the competition between this and the Jeep Wrangler, and I've made it the focal point of this video, and by now you've had to have asked yourself at least once, why does he keep bringing it up? Why does it matter? Well, because the automotive American market has been very boring for a very long time, and we haven't seen a whole lot of engagement from manufacturers to do these sort of rivalries. But in the last 5 or 6 years, we have. If it be the Hellcat wars of horsepower going back and forth between Chevy with the ZL1 and, of course, Dodge with the Hellcat, and then Ford with the GT500. Or it be the super truck wars of the Ram TRX and the Ford Raptor R. And now this, the Bronco and the Jeep Wrangler. But unfortunately, it's all coming to an end. In the sake of the economy and making the world a greener, better place, we've said to hell with it, with awesome vehicles like this, and awesome vehicles like those. And so I think we're going to look back at these vehicles in this time frame like the muscle cars of the 1960s. We're going to relish in it and say, oh, we didn't know what we had. Because I think we're coming up on another boring spurt of automotive history. I hope I'm wrong, but I wanted to talk to you all about it before we can't remember anymore. Well, what are your thoughts on the rivalry between the Bronco and the Jeep? And quite frankly, I don't think we should call it a rivalry because both of these vehicles stand for the same exact thing, and that's going off-road with the roof and the doors off and having a great time. And whether you've got a Ford badge on the front of it or a Jeep badge on the front of it, or you just cut the roof off of an old 4Runner that you bought on Craigslist, you're still out there wheeling, having an amazing time. And that can go above all of the rivalry and competition that exists inside of this market. But there are still going to be those people down in the comments who just love to hate, who as soon as they see this video are going to tell me I'm wrong in every way, that the Jeep is just so much better, that it has 100 years of heritage, that it carried us out of World War II. And you know what? You're right. But when it comes to this individual Ford Bronco against the modern JL Jeep Wrangler, I challenge you to go try them out for yourself. Go to your local dealership, go test drive one. If you have a buddy who has one, go wheel with him and go find out the true capabilities of both of the vehicles. And you tell me which one you like more. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to actually go like on the video down below, comment down below, and share with us what you think, as well as what you might want to see on the channel in the future, because we are planning on ramping up production and bringing you guys more high-quality content like we have today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being our supporters. We love you so much, and have an amazing day. Now, for all of you that have stayed for our candid blooper-style look at our headlights and taillights on this vehicle that we call Late Video Lighting Nerds, thank you so much for being loyal guests. I'm going to turn these lights on for you. We're probably going to have to start it because a lot of vehicles don't like to give us headlights without starting. So we're going to show you the low beams first. There's your low beam. Ooh, indoors is a little bit different than outdoors, huh? And let me show you the taillights real quick. Oh yes, some very good looking taillights on this Bronco. And let's go hit our high beams. Well, thanks for watching, Late Video Lighting Nerds. We appreciate you. Go hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Thanks for watching, and have an amazing day.